Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and we're just going to talk about this guy here. I'm going to do a quick review of the ADV Badlands Bowie. This is a 2020 model, so this came out this year. This one is, and one thing that ADV always does is every single batch or every single one is unique. So this one's going to be different from the next one you're going to see, and so forth. There's going to be always something slightly different. So every single one you're going to get is unique. So, and this is a very fitting thing to stand with it. A lot of people were asking or like commenting on this. This is a giraffe mask or wall hanger from Africa. And as some of you know, ADV or Andre is from South Africa. So it's a very fitting to have these both on the table. So let's go ahead and actually just do a quick size comparison. Obviously, to the giraffe. Most of you don't know how large this is. That's okay. I'm not asking anybody. The knife overall is going to be 9 inches long. The blade is 4 inches. So you're looking at a 5-inch handle. Now let's do a size comparison to something more familiar. Let's actually turn this guy around so it's easier. So right next to a XM18, 3.5 inch to be specific. All right, now let's do it right next to the ZT0566 CF version. As you can see, this dwarfs that. This is de-assisted, by the way. If you want to know how to do that, I can do a video on how to do that real quick. It's pretty easy, to be honest. And next, we're going to do a size comparison next to the Kershaw bare knuckle. Again, dwarfs this guy. Let's see, let's do something a little bit better of a size comparison for a big folder. We're looking at a Strider SMF. These are exactly the same size, and I mean exactly. Lengthwise, you're looking at a 5-inch handle, you're looking at a 4-inch blade. They're just proportionally a little bit different in this area. This is definitely a wider, taller blade. The handle is 2. Is that, and something that everybody knows to make it easier is going to be moving stuff around. A rat 1. To give you a better overall size comparison. All right. Now, let's go ahead and go on with the hardware here. Now, one thing I always like and prefer is large hardware. And as far as I'm concerned, this is a T20 bit. As far as I am concerned, this is a T20. So that is a large fastener for a pivot, and I am completely okay with that. Now I believe, unless I am mistaken, all the rest are going to be T10s, which let's see if I have a T10 on me real quick. I do. Okay, T10, in case you're wondering, where is it? Right there. Either T10 or T8. These guys are T8s. Now, body screws. Let's go ahead and see. So I was wrong about that. That's okay. As long as they're not T6s, I am okay. Let's see this guy. I think this is, yeah, here we are. Yep, right there. This is a, if you can see that, it's T8. The other side is a T9, which rarely ever comes up, but does come up here and there with random manufacturers. Okay, so nether stats. I'm going to say this knife is not for everybody. It is thick, both in the handle and in the blade. Now you're looking at roughly 3/8 thickness, so it's going to be heavier. Now we're looking at, now again, like I said, this is a large blade. I mean, let's be honest. Okay, this in the pocket. Just look at this. So like how the rat one will be in the pocket. This is so much taller. There's no question. But these are not meant for those people who have other stuff in their pocket. This is the only thing you're meant to have in your pocket with this. Nothing else. So you shouldn't have to worry about other things being in your pocket. This is a large folder. Like, I mean, not XL folder. No. But it is still large. It's still a large folder. It's just large in the pocket. I think it does help. This actually is this right here, the clip. It does have their ADV's roller, which helps it go in and out of the pocket really nice. On top of that, one really nice feature is it has a kind of like a wave feature. So when you pull out, this right here will pull against your pants and fly out. Now, what's nice about this type is it has jimping instead of the hook, so it's not gonna completely destroy your pants. It's actually nice on your pants rather than completely tearing them to shreds. That's another. So the one thing about this is it is versatile. With you can use the fuller to open up slowly, or you can flick it out with the fuller. You can actually front flip this. I don't know if I can do this on camera. Yep, there we go. It's not necessarily easy with the camera. You can also just, flip it, use the flipper tab. You can use the wave feature. I mean, you can actually reverse flick it. There we go. So there's a lot of things that make this knife nice, but it is not for everybody. Some people just won't like the bowie style blade. That's okay. This particular one has the swedge up here where it has, I don't know if you can tell, just the edges are smoothed down and have a polish to them. It's a little extra detail that they didn't have to do. He didn't have to do that. To put this in perspective, this is a mid-tech, so Andre does do in-house stuff. It is not just machines. It's hand. A lot of hand work is done on this. It's a lot of attention to detail. It's not machines. There's a lot of there are hands involved in making this guy right here. And just ADV in general. I will have to say he has stepped up his game in the last couple of years. I mean, this compared to, I don't know, 3-4 years ago is a huge step up. Now, again, it's a large folder. I know this is not for everybody, but for the person who loves a nice, cool, unique, large folder, it's hard to go wrong with ADV. Whether it's the Badlands Bowie or the Cleaver. I mean, this has nice action. It's almost completely drop shot, Part of that is definitely because of the bearings and because of the way of the blade. Speaking of weight, this guy, on top of being large, is full titanium, not milled as you can tell. You can tell there's not milled titanium. So this guy comes in at a nice whopping 9 ounces. That's going to turn most people off automatically. If this is definitely a knife that you're not going to take to church. You're not going to take to a wedding. You're not going to, you just aren't. You're not going to take this to a fancy dinner. I mean, come on. Like if you were at a dinner table and for whatever reason you needed to whip this guy out, that you're going to scare half the restaurant. I mean, those people are also probably scared of life in general. But regardless, this guy is not going to be your dinner table, guys. You're not going to take this fancy. This is a work knife. This is you could take this if you get deployed. Like if you're in the Marines, this is a folder you could take overseas or just anywhere. Like it's gonna do everything you need to. And the thing great about it is that in stressful situations, you don't have to worry about how to deploy it. You can literally deploy it any way you want. And even the wave feature is especially nice. It won't destroy your pants, but it'll just deploy fast, quick, easy, reliable, in a stressful situation where you don't have to worry about it. And you won't have to worry about putting other things in your pocket because you can't. And people that are at work in the trades or just in a plumber or electrician or a carpenter or someone in those fields, this is going to be a do-it-all kind of knife. Now, don't get me wrong, it is not super thin behind the edge, but it can absolutely cut. Now, one thing I like to do is I always like to use receipt paper. It is, in general, hard to cut. And it's definitely going to be a lot harder to cut than you just average paper. Now, you're going to notice it does cut. And well, and I'm not putting any added, like sometimes, okay, you can do this right here and like give it tension and then it'll cut. Yeah, okay. But what I did at first was just let it stay there and then cut it. Nothing to give it tension and it still cut. And receipt paper here is thin. I mean, it's going to rip or tear or just be crushed before it cuts. So you can really tell with receipt paper whether it is dull or getting dull because it will show exactly the spots where it's dull. And that is cut just fine, even though it is not thin behind the edge. Or thin behind the edge. To some people it will be, to others not so much. So this is a do-it-all kind of knife. It's going to cut. It is whatever you need to do. It's going to carve. It's going to cut your paper. You could probably cut your apple with it. Now, obviously, you have this groove right here, so you will probably have to clean that out. But if that's your only complaint on a job site, that, oh, I have to clean this area because I cut up my apple during lunch. Come on. That's not that big of an issue. But yeah, you're not. So it always depends. This is not going to fit everybody's bill. But if you want a large folder that can do anything that you want it to, it's going to be able to handle anything you throw at it. And you don't need another folder or one other folder at work. And you don't have to worry about, like in a stressful situation, having to deploy it in a certain particular way. And weight doesn't bother you. Yeah, this guy's a good go-to. I mean, You cannot go wrong with it. And it definitely isn't going to be everybody's taste, but that's okay. It wasn't meant to be. It definitely is. Andre definitely has found his niche, his way of building his knives, his way of machining, his style. And man, is it eye-catching, and man, is it killer. And it's honestly beautiful, especially to any actual knife nuts. They're gonna love this regardless, just because of the machine work and how well it's made. All right, everybody, that's gonna be it for today. You guys have a great rest of your night.